Hey, welcome back, YouTube. Beach Garage, episode 4. That was Flora. She's our pet dinosaur. She lives in the woods here around us here in Florida. A lot of people don't know this, but Florida is a real-life Jurassic Park. Everyone told me moving here I'd have to watch out for gators. Well, the hell with gators. We got everything and then some. Every month here is a new level of Jumanji. So make sure you keep an eye out for Flora. She's going to be in a lot of episodes here coming up. So with that said, today's episode 4, we are going to introduce the truck. Those of you that have known me long enough, you know what the truck is, what it's been, what it started as. Those of you who are new to the channel, this is going to be your opportunity to kind of be brought up to speed on things. If you're a tech guy, I'm going to give you a lot of numbers today. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, it's okay. Feel free to ask questions. There won't be a test later though, you'll be good there. But before I get started, I do want to let everyone know that we now have Beach Garage stickers.
Look at those fancy things.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
If you haven't got them, make sure you drop me a line on either Facebook or Instagram. Send me a message. Give me your address. If you're not local to Brooksville, Florida, Ocala, Florida area, I will gladly mail them to you. So also, I'm going to be doing the Sumpter County Swap Meet March 1st. This episode will be up before then. So you'll be able to stop by if you're local again. Stop by. I'll have some at the table. I will also have free for the kids. I will have Hot Wheels for Heaven. My good friend up north, Oxford, PA, is Paul Matthews. He runs a charity to help fight childhood cancer. He gives these Hot Wheels out. We give these out. These stickers are on there. And when you get the sticker, you take a picture. You take a picture of the car. You go on to Facebook. You tell him where you found it. And it drives you to the website. You can read more about his cause, read more about what he's doing, why he's doing it. He's a good man. He's a good friend of mine. So I'm going to make sure we have Hot Wheels for Heaven at that show as well. And then back there is a whole pile of parts. So if you have any interest in buying any parts, make sure you stop
Here's the
by
fancy hand.
the Sumpter County Swap Meet, Brooksville, Florida, March 1st.
More parts. And more parts.
And some home stuff as well.
And other stuff.
That my wife needs me to get rid of. And
Yep.
maybe Flora too. So yeah, with that said, the truck I have is a 1970 Chevy C10 pickup. Had this truck about 10 years now, and it started life as a long bed, fleet side, 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree. And no, I did not cut it down. Whenever I tell people that I've got a short bed now, they automatically assume I cut it down. I did not cut it down. We started rebuilding the truck, and the frame was bad on it, rusted, bent beyond repair. So I found a new frame, used frame, and we just converted it over to a short bed by doing the frame swap. As is the case with most things, I said, well, while I got it started, it was just going to be, let's just swap it over and drive it. And then it was, well, while I got it apart, let's do this, and this. So we started with a frame-off build on this truck. Bare frame, roughly 8 years ago on the frame build, and we went and did a C-notch on the back. All the suspension is all brand new. we're doing a 5-inch drop spring on the back with a 2-inch spacer. There are coil springs on this rear, not leaf springs. Beltec shocks, 12-bolt rear end, Chevy 12-bolt rear end, 3-speed, or not 3-speed, 373 gearing.
I got a 12-bolt rear end.
So, yeah. Front suspension, full tube suspension throughout. I used CPP stuff. Everything on here is Classic Performance products. I've heard some people bash them. Stuff's cheap. It's made in China. I have no issues with their stuff. I've used all their stuff on this truck. It's good quality stuff. No issues. So for me personally, I use CPP on everything, and it's good stuff. Front suspension, like I said, that's a 2.5-inch drop spindle with a 2-inch drop spring for a 4.5-inch drop total. We were running an 18x7 wheel on the front with a 20x10 on the back, and I ran a wider tire, so that's actually a 12-inch tread pattern on the back of that thing. In the process, we upgraded to 4-wheel power disc brakes. The original truck actually had 6-lug wheels. Got rid of the 6-lug in favor of a 5-lug, 5-on-5, because I can get better wheels for that. And like I said, 4-wheel power disc all the way around. Relocated the gas tank to the back. The battery is tucked up underneath the back in a drop-down box, so that keeps that all cleaned up nice. The bed's pretty much trash. However, the wheel wells are newer. Those are a 4-inch wider wheel well. We had to get those aftermarket because those tires are so thick under there, they wouldn't fit underneath the factory. So it's kind of like a mini tub, I guess you'd say. But the beauty of these trucks is the frame rails are narrow enough. I could put a nice wide tire under the back, and I really don't have to worry about any kind of tubbing issues or frame issues. The whole thing's been completely rewired. As you can see, the tailgate's off, the grill's off. We have started some of the teardown on it. Some of the teardown process has begun. And then moving forward, the cab is the original cab, 1970 cab. That's not, the bed actually came off of another truck, whatever I got the frame off of. But you can see we did do the interior in this. Seat looks real nice. That was actually done in Delaware by Vinyl Doctor, who I don't think is around anymore.
Has a nice bow tie in there.
Yep, but that seat is a custom seat, fully redone. It is actually heated. Actually has heating elements inside for heated seating. And then custom shifter, a lot of custom work inside there. It's been fully X-matted, so the soundproofing on it's all done. We are actually going to change some of that with the new rebuild, and I'll bring you up to that once I'm done. Once I'm done running you through the important stuff. So up front here, this is the fun stuff. That is and it's a little dark in here, that is a 327 out of a 69 Impala. Got that off a guy. Yeah,
Please provide light.
Yeah,
Thank you.
got that off a guy that pulled it out of a 70 Nova who had a broken rocker arm, and he did an LS swap. Sold it to me for $400, and I was going to rebuild the whole thing. Originally had the camel hump heads on it. They were not the 202s, but I did sell them off because I didn't have any need for those. So 327 69 Impala. It is a 2-bolt main, large journal crankshaft. We had it completely redone. The bottom end was completely redone by a machine shop out of Sudlersville, Maryland. And he did my crank work, reground the crank, bearings, did the install on the rotating assembly. Rotating assembly is a set of 6-inch Eagle connecting rods and a set of flat top Keith Black pistons. The pistons are a custom piston, obviously, so we can run the longer connecting rod. Camshaft, all the entire cam components on this are comp cams. Again, I've heard people complain about them. I haven't had any issues with them. So comp cams, camshaft. We've got a 218 duration at 50 thousandths with a 455 lift. I believe it's a 108 or a 110 lobe separation. hydraulic cam. I didn't run lifter. I didn't run rollers, and I didn't run solid. We're a hydraulic camshaft, and steel push rods, hardened push rods, and just a double roller timing chain. The heads are actually an aftermarket head. They are a Vortex style head. They've got a 170cc intake runner, Vortex style heads. The homework I did on them said they basically flow a little better than the original, the original double humps. So we went with the Vortex heads on that guy. Those heads, I believe, they're a 67cc combustion chamber. With that combustion chamber and those pistons, I'm right around 10-to-1 compression. So I'm good. This thing will run all day long on high test pump gas, no issues. Ran a shorty style header. Originally when I built the thing, I was worried about ground clearance because I knew I was lowering it. So I ran the mid-length headers. However, those are going to be upgraded later. I'll fill you in on that in a little bit. Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock carb, HEI ignition, a lot of basic stuff up the top end there. The only other thing done to the heads, I did take a grinder, do a little bit of port matching on those with the gasket matching on both the intake and the exhaust, as well as a little bit of polishing on the intake side. So those have been upgraded a little bit. I've never had it dynoed, but we're guessing we're right around 3.25 horsepower on that guy. And I went with 327. I had a lot of guys, hey man, do LS swap. Everybody does LS swaps, and I personally am a fan of the first gen small block. I'm also a fan of 327s. This thing will rev to 7,000 RPMs with no problem, and that's just fun for me. So that's why we went with what we went with. Bottom end on this thing is bulletproof though, no issues at all. So that motor is good. Transmission is a Jasper rebuilt 700 R4 with overdrive, 4-speed with overdrive, and I got that because I had 3 turbo 350s in here originally, and I blew up 2 of them, maybe a third one. I think I blew up 3 maybe.
I think you blew up 3.
Yeah, I think I blew up 3. So we got rid of the turbo 350, went with a Jasper. Again, no issues. The beauty with Jasper is it comes with a 3-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the transmission. So that's a beautiful thing. Ran the B&M controller for the lockup, so that makes it nice and easy for cruising down the highway. And with those big wheels in the back, 373 gearing, 327, 700 R4, I'm cruising down the highway, 80 miles an hour, turning maybe 1,800, 1,900 RPMs. So this truck was built as a cruiser, and that's just what it does. Living here in Ocala, I've had it over to Daytona, Turkey Run numerous times. I've had it up to Jacksonville, down to Tampa, and for what you're seeing here, I'm getting about 16 miles to the gallon out of this thing on gas mileage. So I think that's pretty damn good. It does have power steering that's not hooked up yet. I got to get the proper pulley configuration on that. You can see the tubular control arms, so we eliminated a lot of weight on that. A lot of this has been weight reduction, so while I didn't go with a lot of power, the power to weight ratio on this thing, it's pretty quick. It'll do what I want it to do. So that's kind of where we're at with the project now. So what brings us to this teardown stage is, come on over here with me, Vanna, show them the letters.
Flora,
show them the letters. So this rust up in here has become structural and has created issues with my windshield falling out. So it's time to do paint and body. I haven't really spent any time on paint and body. I haven't really worried about paint and body. I really kind of enjoyed just driving it all beat up looking. However, the rust has become structural, so it's got to be fixed.
kind of crusty.
Kind of crusty.
What did we call it when we were driving in the car and it would fall?
I don't remember.
Sprinkles, truck sprinkles.
But my good friend Larry calls this thing the white dinosaur, whatever the hell that means. Or the white dragon. Maybe it was a white dragon. I forget.
Everybody loves a dinosaur.
So yeah, so you can see the rust is pretty bad up in there. So that's kind of what's prompted this whole channel to begin, and the whole bringing it in and tearing it down and all that fun stuff, and bringing us to where we're at now.
truck sprinkles. Here you go.
So yeah, so I was actually driving this thing as a daily driver for the last 2 years. We've been living here in Florida. And until the windshield had an issue, I said, well, it was great. Florida, I can drive this thing every day. It was great. But like I said, with the structural issues in the windshield, it's time to tear it down. So my dad just moved down recently, the Big Beeve. He moved down recently and gave me his truck. So I've got that as a daily driver now.
You can't see it, it's
Yeah,
dark.
you can't see it, but it's dark. But that's my new daily. So this thing has now become a garage queen, as much as I hate to say it. Yeah, it's become a garage queen. So we're going to start painting body on this. We're not doing a couple little tweaks we're going to make to the chassis. Couple tweaks I'm going to make to the engine. But for the most part, the rolling chassis on this thing is going to stay the same. The majority of this channel, as the upcoming months come, are going to be paint and body. Me learning, getting better on paint and body, welding, all that fun stuff. So it's going to be one of those, while we got it apart, let's do this, this, and this. The grand scheme of things, we are going to keep it white. We're eventually going to put a graphic on the outside. Interior is changing colors. The interior is going white as well. So we're going to go white on white with a tan accents on the interior. I think it's going to be really nice and clean looking. Keeping the same hood, same fenders, and the cab are all going to stay the same. They're just getting rust repair and repainted. We're going to do custom side markers. So a lot of guys either delete them or they run the aftermarket LEDs or something like that. I'm actually going to run a custom side marker. You'll see those when we get to them. We're going to run a custom grill. We're not doing the 6970 grill anymore. So I'm going to run a custom grill, custom headlights. We're going to roll paint on the front, roll paint on the rear, full custom interior. On the cab rebuild, we're actually going to shave the drip rails. Drip rails are going, and we're going to do seamless glass. So with the seamless glass, you won't see the rubber seam anymore. It'll just be a flat seal all the way across. So seamless glass, shaved drip rails, full rust repair, full new paint and body.
FYI, I'm the best mom ever. Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, full repair. We're doing seamless glass front and back. So that's going to be seamless glass windshield, seamless glass on the back.
I'm seamless.
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 The bed itself is actually going to be, this bed is trash. The only thing we're saving off of it is going to be the tailgate and the wheel wells. So we're going to build a completely new bed sides, new front. I'm going to build a custom floor out of new floorboards.
It's crazy.
We're going to change that and do something completely different with that. Bunch of custom LED lighting and fun stuff like that. It's going to be cool when it's done. We have a lot of cool ideas for this thing, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of getting this done. For those who don't know, I've never welded before. Well, I've done some welding with a friend's welder, but I've never been a full-time welder. I've done metal work. I was a machinist, so this is my venture into welding and body work. So there's going to be a lot of hollering, cussing. I may throw a hammer or two over the next couple episodes. You'll get a kick out of that. But the beauty is, here in Florida, you'll see it's 80 degrees here all year round. So I've got the garage door open. It's February-ish, end of February 20th-ish. I've got the door open. It's 80 degrees. It's beautiful here. So we're gonna do a lot of work on this. I've already got the new welder. Air compressor comes in this week. Beer fridge. That's the most important part. Beer fridge will be here next week. By the next 2 episodes, you'll see the beer fridge. You'll see air compressor. We're gonna get that welder up and running. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. That brings you up to speed on things. That's the truck. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you want stickers, make sure you reach out to me.
Stickers.
I do want to give a shout out. I've had a few friends up north have already reached out. Shout out to my buddy Rob. Shout out to my buddy Vinny. I know I got money on my card. Shout out to my buddy Mike Braddock from high school. My old boss Steve Kleinfelder, union brothers of mine, as well as Mike Truman and John Spence, my old union president, have all reached out to me. giving me their addresses. So they got stickers coming in the mail this week. If you haven't reached out, make sure you do. I'll gladly pop them in the mail and get them out to you. So with that said, I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything, Flora?
Well, there. I hardly know her. Perfect timing. Ding.
Ding, fries are done. Okay, ding.
Ding,
Fries are done.
fries are done.
Ding, fries are done. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Pete's Garage, tell a friend, tell 10. Thank you. Have a good night.